It is no secret that our technology now is better than it ever was before, especially when it comes to entertainment. We have movies, TV shows, video games, online purchasing, chat rooms, dating apps, exercise equipment, and even online food ordering. Hell, I once overheard that being able to DoorDash McDonald's is the end of civilization, which is hilarious and starts to make us think. All this technology is making our lives easier, which is great, don't get me wrong, and I'd like to entertain the possibility that we are missing out on something. The ease of entertainment has begun to separate us, just enough to stifle the growth of a community that would otherwise grow out of necessity for, well, entertainment. Let's introduce Stardew Valley. It's a farming life simulator, one of many that have begun to spring out of the ground, no pun intended. However, I'm willing to bet others have arisen as a result of Stardew Valley's resounding success. Again, resounding success. In the game, you are free to spend your days farming, fishing, foraging, mining, exploring, talking, and fighting. A lot of people love Stardew Valley, myself included, because of its simplicity and serenity. Everything is so peaceful, and the well-designed positive feedback loop makes you want to keep going, day after day, excited to see what the next day holds for your ambitions. Stardew Valley highlights the pleasures of a small town community built on limited tech. You know everyone's name, and they know you. The characters are happy to strike up passing conversation, share their interests, and even plan town festivals. Now, why is everyone so damn friendly? It's possible that being a small town, everyone's options are limited. Only one blacksmith, only one carpenter, and only one homeless man. You can't make an enemy because you're going to see them and need them for a while. And besides, what else is there to do? Bury yourself in your own work? If you do, you won't progress. Things will become repetitively the same, and eventually sheer boredom will compel residents to talk to each other, become friends, utilize each other's services, all because it feels good and there really isn't much of another choice. When you consider the role of the player, you can farm, forage, mine, and fish as part of your work. But it's still your work, and that work expands into town, buying seeds, upgrading equipment, and donating artifacts. There is a reliance, at least when you start out, on the people in town, a reliance that is required for your work to grow to be more successful. So you find yourself in town often. You have a natural objective for going into town and thus make frequent visitations. Over time, you become friendly with the people you run into by sheer persistence of presence, building rapport and conversing and doing favors. If you're going to rely on people, it becomes vital to be friendly, especially in a small town where options are limited. If someone chooses not to help you, you won't be able to progress in your work. The same can be said for entertainment. Options are limited and ennui seeps in. We begin striking conversation with whoever we run into to prevent work from taking over or to add interest to our lives. Under these conditions, a community builds itself, like a natural force of cooperation, to assist both inside and outside our duties, all because the town is small and options are limited. Now compare that to our lives currently. We have all this technology, all these options to entertain ourselves, so much so that we really aren't compelled to go out anymore. Our TVs play their own movies through streaming, our phones provide their own communication via content. For those of us that prefer quiet evenings, we happily choose to stay in for the night. It's cheaper, easier, and possibly even more interesting. Our reason to go out, to be entertained and subsequently nurture the personal relationships that are necessary for a community, have deteriorated, such that going out is reserved for singular occasions like birthdays and whatnot. In work, we can find ourselves shut off as well. Our modern jobs have coworkers and clients, but technology has made things easier. A casual conversation with a coworker that begins with polite conversation, the sharing of lives, leading into your objective, has instead turned into a simple message to be read at their convenience. Direct interfacing with clients is replaced with user interfaces. An app now stands between people to assist with work and streamline communication. No more conversations, no more community. Without frequent interactions, there becomes no need to talk to others or remember their names. Indeed, it is only those of us that reject or ignore the vast opportunities of entertainment at our disposal that end up becoming the ones who go out to seek pleasure in others or in our environments. Barring these exceptions, we can pinpoint and reveal the growing isolation of our day-to-day lives because we are lacking a community. Okay, despite the connotations, this honestly may not be all that bad. If we do consider this to be a growing problem, then finding a solution will prove difficult. After all, we'd be fighting the exponential growth of technology along with the prolific market of entertainment that categorize the advancement of our world. In this problem, we can see the beauty which Stardew Valley provides. This video game is able to simulate a feeling of belonging and community within those of us who do not feel this during our day-to-day lives. That is the beauty and power of Stardew Valley's philosophy, and the game even makes a subtle point of this within its plot. In the game, we escape the technological loneliness of a modern job to seek a change, and we find that in our grandfather's farm. In the corporate world, the computer focuses our work to be efficient and productive, a conversation reduced to buttons, technology doing its job. On the farm, limited technology means going into Pelican Town to acquire supplies. Reliance on its citizens encourages friendliness. Friendliness encourages our entertainment, all of which foster the community. Stardew Valley is the community simulated to show us the conditions and subsequent value of such cooperation, a replacement for technology in work and entertainment. When technology becomes overwhelming, we can see the simple joy of Stardew Valley's digital community. But technology is still useful. Even in Stardew Valley, new upgrades and machines begin to make in-town visits obsolete. We reach a point when we can produce our own seeds and analyze our own geodes. Even in the game's early plot, we can see the battle between community and technology mirrored between the local shops and mega corporations, both of which provide supplies for the player, but only one of which is open 7 days a week with cheaper prices, the mega corporation, powered by the efficiency of technology. In our modern world, we have become all too familiar with the side of corporate technology. We no longer feel compelled to interact with locals at shops and restaurants because online ordering is so much easier. Much like in Stardew Valley, our own supplies become replenished easily with corporate technology. Again, this is not necessarily bad, it simply replaces the community and takes such joys with it. Our day-to-day lives are lacking in community, but Stardew Valley can still show us what it's like to be in one. The simulated community can even serve as a point of motivation for us to go out and foster one of our own. Not out of necessity, like the days of past, but out of the love we experienced while playing the game. The ease of living in our modern world risks the loss of a community and the pleasures therein. However, video games like Stardew Valley have the power to help ease the burden of isolation and loneliness by simulating a community, providing us with a feeling of belonging that inspires us to seek community ourselves, all while embracing the advancement of our world. Simulating a community because we are lacking is the power of Stardew Valley. Thanks for watching. If you liked the video, please be sure to subscribe for more, and share with others to help support the channel.